This is 34 News with Joanna Chehan and Lindsay Curry with the news, Hannah Pardon with arts and entertainment, and Dan Zelikman with sports. And now from SPF ETV Studios, here is Joanna Chehan and Lindsay Curry.
Hi, and welcome to this edition of 34 News. I'm Joanna Chehan.
And I'm Lindsay Curry. In this edition, we'll cover stories from the tragic events of September 11th. Hannah Pardon will share her lengthy list of senior superlatives and fall sports highlights from Dan Zelkman.
And now, to begin our coverage of the events of September 11th, we present an audio and visual montage of numerous statements and reactions that were broadcast on the forgettable day. The segment is titled The New York Minute, produced by Joe Malchow.
The skyline of the city of New York today is now permanently changed.
Something else just hit. A very large plane just flew directly over my building, and there's been another collision.
A second airplane, a 727, just ran into the building.
Oh my God, another plane has just hit.
The top floors collapsed down.
Oh my God. Look behind us. This is it.
The building came just rumbling down. It was like a war zone.
And now they both collapsed. There's no more World Trade Centers.
America will never be the same after September 11th, 2001.
Today, we've had a national tragedy.
The World Trade Center is no more.
A terrible act of barbaric terrorism.
Two planes. First, one flew into one tower of the Twin Towers, then a second.
Another building has gone up.
Oh my God! Oh my God! One of the Twin Towers has collapsed.
The entire top of the building just collapsed.
This may be one of the worst tragedies ever to strike this country.
May God bless the victims, their families, and America.
Go to camera 3. In response to the recent terrorist attacks upon the World Trade Center, many students and faculty were left with an uncertain feeling of emptiness. To help cope with the numerous amount of losses we have all experienced over these last few weeks, the Guidance Department set up an assembly entitled A Night of Reflection and Renewal. Taking place in the gym on October 10th, this night of remembrance and healing included poems, essays, artwork, and music from students not only in the high school but also from the middle schools. Many special guests attended, including Mayor Martin Marks, giving their thoughts on this day of infamy. The Student Government Association also announced at the event that they will plant a tree and dedicate a plaque to everyone that was touched by this earth-shattering misfortune.
34 News has asked history teacher Mr. Malter to give us a historical perspective of our nation's war against terrorism by answering the following question. Mr. Malter, would you comment on the similarities and differences of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, and the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001?
Both were surprise attacks, attacks that were blamed to some degree on a breakdown in American intelligence gathering. In fact, the military commanders at Pearl were both court-martialed for, in essence, dereliction of duty following World War II. Both incidents were preceded by an attack on American military personnel overseas. The Japanese bombed an American gunboat, the Panay, in November of 1937, later apologized, and of course we had the terrorist attack on the USS Cole in the Persian Gulf barely a year before the World Trade Center attack. Both incidents found America's enemy believing that the United States was meddling in the affairs of its part of the world. Japan resented America's support for China and Indochina in the 30s and early 1940s, and of course America's support for Israel and against Iraq. Our actions against Iraq in the Gulf War are in part used as an explanation for the attack on the World Trade Center. Differences? A military objective was the target at Pearl Harbor. They were out to cripple the United States Navy, where it is clear that civilians were targeted at both the Pentagon and especially at the World Trade Center. Religious differences between this part of the world and the Middle East are an issue today, but religion was not an issue in the differences between Japan and the United States in the 1920s, 30s, and early 40s. There were weapons of mass destruction, including germ warfare, back in 1941, but they weren't as viable in their use as they are today, and of course there were no atomic weapons at that time. And finally, I think most important in terms of differences, mainland America was attacked. And in the case of Washington, D.C., this was the first foreign attack on that area since the War of 1812, and probably the first attack on New York City by a foreign enemy since the Revolutionary War. So these were very dramatic actions taken.
People all over the world have been helping in any way they can to contribute to the victims of the recent New York attack, and that doesn't exclude our very own school system. All of the major clubs here have pulled together in order to raise as much money as possible. Mike Hessemer went on location to find out more. Mike?
Reporting for 34 News. I'm here with Dan Zelkman and Tyler Stender. So Tyler, what clubs are you in, and what are you guys doing about the World Trade Center events?
Well, I'm in FBLA, SGA, AFS, SAD, and some others. And one thing that we're doing in SGA is we're setting up a memorial for the victims that have fallen in the World Trade Center. So we're going to do a tree and a memorial, and we're going to have a ceremony for it, and that's about it.
Thanks. So Dan, what clubs are you in, and what are you doing for it?
I'm in a bunch of clubs, but through SGA I've created the World Trade Center Disaster Relief Committee, and we're all the heads of every club are getting together, and we're going to plan a dance-a-thon that should be around January, and we're trying to raise at least $4,000, if not more, for from our school to donate.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Hopefully these things work out. Now back to the studio.
Oh, got it. Thanks, Mike. SCN has been keeping very busy trying to help out those who have been affected by the events of September 11th. During the week of September 24th, they held a World Trade Center relief donation drive and collected work gloves, t-shirts, socks, and other items that the workers were in need of at Ground Zero. At the end of this month, SCN will be having another drive, this time collecting winter clothing supplies. For more on SCN and what the club is up to, let's go to Adam Corbin on location. Adam?
Hi, this is Adam Corbin reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with a member of SCN, John Ferrante. So, John, how's the year been going so far?
It's been going well, and we've accomplished a lot for the World Trade Center victims.
All right, and what fundraiser are you doing this year?
Well, right now we're doing T-shirts, and with United We Stand on them, and next week or in 2 weeks we're doing a canister drive outside of all the local stores.
All right, that's good. And who are the advisors?
Well, Mr. Stevens is the head advisor, and then there's Emily Rondino, who is the president, Lindsay Curry, Mike Discerny, myself, and Nancy Twu.
All right, thanks a lot. This has been Adam Corbin reporting for 34 News, and now back to the studio.
Thanks, Adam. The third annual bonfire was recently held to pep everyone up for the big Westfield Scotch Plains football game. Fall sports are recognized along with patriotic speeches from Dr. Heisey and Mayor Martin Marks. This helped to lift everyone's spirits so soon after a recent tragedy. Here's a portion of Mayor Martin Marks' speech delivered at the bonfire.
We are not afraid. Instead, we are strong. Instead, we are courageous. Instead, we are resolute in shouting out that no one can break the American spirit. No one will alter our American ideals and the American way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 10 days, the show of patriotism has been awfully inspiring, especially from our younger citizens. We have put aside petty differences and have displayed an overwhelming sense of unity. Now, I've never been much for wearing ribbons. There seems to be a ribbon for every cause under the sun these days, pink ones and blue ones and red ones. But you know something? I put three colors together, the red, white, and blue. I put it on my chest, and no matter what happens, I don't think I'm ever going to take them off again.
DECA members have been very busy. They already held a canister drive and have planned several events for the month. The drive took place on October 13th and 14th. The members of DECA went 12 different stores in order to collect money, which will be used to cover the expenses of several conferences. Later this month, on October 20th, they will be visiting the Ashbrook Nursing Home. There, among other things, they plan to give out pumpkins to the elderly whose birthdays are in the month of October. And finally, On the 26th, they will be having a Halloween party for the underprivileged. For more on DECA, let's go to Nick Bruno on location. Nick?
Bruno reporting for 34 News. I'm here with two members of DECA, Lucas Francavilla and Jack Egan. So, Lucas, what activities has DECA done so far?
Well, DECA's planning a canister drive in the near future, and on October 26th, we're having a Halloween party through the Interfaith Council.
Okay, and Jack, does DECA have any upcoming competitions?
In January, we have our regional competitions where we do role plays, and then at the end of February, we have states.
Okay, and I understand that there are two Scotch Plains family students who are in the state office. Can you tell me about that?
Dave Baumel is the state president, and Ryan Crawford is the state vice president.
Okay, thanks. This has been Nick Bruno reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Nick. Monday, October 15th began Spiffy High's annual School Spirit Week. Students show off their Raider pride by participating in different themes for every day of the week. Monday was Blue and White Day, where numerous sports teams and clubs painted faces and wore representative t-shirts. Tuesday was Pajama Day. Wednesday was Clash Day, where stripes and plaids were spotted throughout the hallways all day long. Thursday was Romance Day. Sweethearts were linked arm in arm, and blue and white carnations were sent from secret admirers and friends. And Friday was the Hallway Wars, where each grade was given a theme and competed in decorating their designated hallways. In conjunction with the competing grades, Friday was Kiss Me I'm an SGA Officer Day. The officers walked the halls, giving out Hershey kisses to students, and whoever gave the best smooch received a red rose from their favorite officer.
Attention freshmen, the results from class elections are in. Here's Adam Corbin with Mike Baumel, the president of the class of 2005, Carolyn LaRue, the vice president, and Jeanette Franzone, who is secretary-treasurer. Adam?
Adam Corbin reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with the newly elected officers of the 2005 class. So can you please state your name and your position?
Mike Baumel, President.
Caroline LaRue, Vice President. Jeanette Franzone, Secretary Treasurer.
All right, and when will the elections take place this year?
Friday, October 5th.
Okay, and what do you plan to do this year?
I plan to do many fundraisers and connect with the freshman class.
All right, that's good to hear. It's been Adam Corbin reporting for 34 News, and now back to the studio.
Thanks, Adam. We'll be right back with arts and entertainment after this message.
Hey kid, my friend wants to know if that girl will go out with him. Pass it down.
Hey Grandma, ask the girl on the end if she wants to go out with this loner.
The young man wants to know if the girl over there is a donor.
Somebody wants to know if you're an organ and tissue donor.
Yes.
Hey, me too.
Are you a donor? Make sure your family knows your decision so there's no question later.
And now, let's go to Hannah Pardon with Arts and Entertainment. Hannah?
Thanks, Joanna. The marching band is one area of the Scotch Plains Family High School that we have always counted on for success. Adam Corbin went on location with marching band director Mr. Thomas to see what we can be expecting from the marching band this year. Adam?
This is Adam Corbin reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with Mr. Thomas, the director of the marching band. So, Mr. Thomas, how's the year been going so far?
It's going pretty well. We have a really talented group of students. It's a real fun show. It's a jazz show, and I think a lot of people enjoy it.
That's good to hear. And I know that Gary Fletcher and Kathleen DeLuca were the drum majors of last year, and they have gone into college. Who are the new drum majors for this year?
Well, we have two rookie drum majors that are doing an outstanding job. Miss Laura Kavinsky and Mr. Bill Gonch are our drum majors this year, and they're doing a really, really fine job. And I'm sure anyone who sees them will agree that the band's following them really well, and they're having a good time.
That's good to hear. And can you tell us about any upcoming competitions you're going to be having?
Sure. Our first competition is going to be in October 7th, I believe, and that's going to be at J.P. Stevens High School. And then the next one is going to be on the 14th here at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, and it's going to be our third annual Marching Band Festival. It's going to begin at 1 o'clock, and I hope everyone can come out and enjoy it and support the marching band.
All right, thank you very much for your time. This has been Adam Corbin. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Adam. The results are in for this year's senior superlatives. Best car goes to Jonathan Keehan and Leisha Schwal. Best looking goes to Ryan Crawford and Joanna Cheehan. Best eyes goes to Charles Liskowski and Allison Hessemer. Best smile goes to Alfred Twu and Alicia Brown. Most school-spirited goes to Stephen Lowen and Regina Capio. Quietest goes to Anthony D'Ambrosio and Stephanie Panica. Loudest goes to Ian Bundy and Jackie Lavery. Most athletic goes to Andrew Pavoni and Kelly LaForge. Most changed goes to Louis Cruz and Nicole Bowman. Best personality goes to David Baumwell and Lindsay Curry. Most likely to succeed goes to Matt DiNiccolo and Susanna Grossman. Best couple goes to Ian Worley and Alex Greco. Best dress goes to Dan Purley and Pam Fishbein and Jess Green tied. Most artistic goes to Kenji Hasegawa and Gabrielle Hanlon. Will Never Grow Up goes to Joe Rohrer and Ashley Esposito. Class Clown goes to Tom DiCataldo and Sharika Pleasant. Biggest Flirt goes to Bobby Walden and Tracy Fitzgerald. Best Hair goes to Mike Fernari and Amy Schwartz. Best Body goes to Matt Richards and Jill Kozielecki. Most Musically Talented goes to Ian Worley and Hannah Wu. And Party Animal goes to Matt Vanderheiden and Maura Daly. This month's Faculty Member of the Month is Ms. Koronic. Jill Prefect went on location to find out more on this spectacular teacher. Jill?
Hi, I'm Jillian Prefect, and I'm here with the Faculty Member of the Month, Ms. Koronic. So, what do you teach here at this high school?
I teach social studies, I teach world history and cultures to the freshmen, and I teach advanced placement art history.
Okay. How long have you been teaching here at the high school?
I've been teaching here 7.5 years now.
Wow. Have you enjoyed your years teaching here?
Oh, it's been great. This is a great community to work in, and I love the students that I work with. We have a lot of fun in the classroom.
Okay, what do you like to do in your spare time?
My husband and I own a 100-year-old house that we've been renovating forever now, and it's never going to be done. And we spend a lot of time working on our house, basically.
That's nice. We know that you're an advisor to SLC. Can you tell us what that means and if you have had any events that have happened during so far?
SLC stands for Student Leadership Conference. It's a special organization here in the school where you're nominated to attend this conference by your faculty members and your peers. It's a one-year commitment, and what our goal is basically is to encourage leadership skills among the students. We didn't get to go away on our weekend conference yet this year. It was supposed to happen the weekend after the tragedy at the World Trade Centers and the Pentagon. So we've rescheduled for the spring. So instead what we did was we sold red, white, and blue ribbons, and we raised over $1,060 to send to the Firefighters 911 Fund.
Wow, that's really nice. This has been Jill Prefect, and now back to the studio.
Thanks, Jill. The Color Guard has started the year off with a bang. Nick Baratucci went on location with two members of Color Guard to find out more. Nick?
This is Nick Baratucci reporting for TV 34 News. I'm here with two people from the Color Guard. What are your names?
Jackie Tumalo. Katie Sprague.
I heard you had a competition this Sunday. How'd you do?
We did very well, actually. We got first in our group, and we also got Best Color Guard, and the marching band also got first in pretty much all the special awards. So for our first competition, it was really good.
Sounds good, sounds good. Who are your captains this year?
Christina Eide, Anne-Marie Klimowitz, and Nicole Bowman.
Okay, and when's your next big competition?
We have one on Saturday night, actually, in Hunterdon, but the Scotch Plains Fairfield High School is hosting one on Sunday.
Okay. Well, good luck to you, and now back to the studio.
Thanks, Nick. In the Huntington Central competition, the Color Guard received third place with a score of 81 and tied for first place for Best Music in their division. On Friday, October 12th, the town of Scotch Plains held a Battle of the Bands in the Village Green. The judging was done by DECA students and emceed by David Baumwell and Steve Lowen, both members of DECA as well. The bands that performed were DIY, 94%, Falling Stars, Ether Red, Absent Minded, Crystal Noose, and guest performance by Radio Symmetry. The winner of the night was Crystal Noose. Now let's go to the footage of their winning performance.
Take the things off your mind. They'll find in you what they can't find in me. Everything stops. That's all behind. 1, 2, 3, go.
The honor of Female Senior of the Month for this month goes to Caitlin Mahoney. Caitlin is currently ranked third in the class academically. Along with achieving high academic marks, she is also involved in tennis and many other clubs. Dan Purley went on location to find out more on Caitlin. Dan?
Reporting for 34 News, I'm on location with the Female Senior of the Month, Caitlin Mahoney. So Caitlin, I understand that you're excelling academically. What's your class rank?
Ranked 3rd right now.
That's very good. What else? What are you involved in outside of the classroom?
Right now I'm playing tennis. I'm actually one of the captains of the team this year.
Okay. Are you involved in any other sports for the other seasons?
During both the winter and the spring, I run track.
All right. And are you involved in any clubs now?
I'm part of SCN, SAD, and the Spanish Honor Society.
Okay. And what colleges are you looking at for next year?
I'm hoping to study education, and my dream school is really Georgetown. And beyond that, I'm looking at Vassar.
All right. Good luck with that, and good luck with all your endeavors. This has been Dan Purley reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Dan. Matt DiNiccolo is this month's Male Senior of the Month. Matt is ranked in the top 10% of the class, and along with being on top in academics, he is also second-year varsity wrestling captain and is involved in many clubs. Angelica D'Annunzio went on location to talk with Matt. Angelica?
So Matt, how does it feel to be one of the top seniors in your class?
Oh, it feels really good. It's a real great class, so it's rewarding.
What colleges do you plan to apply to?
I'm applying early decision to Princeton, and then after that, UPenn, MIT, Dartmouth, Lehigh.
That sounds really great. What other activities are you in besides academically?
I'm in SAD, Chem Physics Club, FBLA, and wrestling.
So how does your season look for wrestling this year?
Oh, it should be really good, actually. We got a lot of the same kids from last year and a bunch of tough freshmen, so it looks really good.
That's great. Well, that's Matt DiNiccolo for Senior Male of the Month. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Angelica. That's it for Arts and Entertainment. We'll be right back with sports after this message.
And now let's go to Dan Zelkman with sports.
Thanks, Lindsay. After coming off a win against Irvington last week, the Raiders varsity football team will look to maintain a winning record against Kearney. Let's go on location with Wesley Warhol. Wes?
This is Wesley Warhol reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with Coach Sigtelli, the coach of the varsity football team. So, Coach, who'd you play on Saturday?
Irvington.
How did we do?
We won 21-6.
So, who are we playing next week?
We have Kearney Friday night at Kearney.
So, what's your outlook for the season, Coach?
Well, so far we're right now we're 4-1. We take every game one at a time. I think we can have a very successful season. But you know, we have to show up and play every week.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. This has been Wesley Warhol reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Wes. The boys varsity soccer team is having another good season. They're currently undefeated at 12-0, and they are led by juniors Dwight Sims, Ray Denizo, and sophomore Mike Hesmer. Look for the boys team to finish the season strong. Now let's go on location with Jenna Natal.
Hi, this is Jenna Natal reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with the boys varsity soccer coach, Mr. Brez. What is your record this year, Mr. Brez?
So far, the boys varsity team is 12 wins and no losses.
Okay. And who are your key players this year?
We have several key players returned from last year. Although we graduated quite a few, we do have several players returning from last year's varsity. And basically in our defense, we have Ray Denizzo, Dwight Sims, Michael Miller, Ricky Fleischner, our goalkeeper. In the midfield, Ricardo Arocha, Ryan Bresnitsky, Jeff Hensel. Up front, Taylor Cole. These are basically returning starters, players from last year's team.
Okay. Do you think you're going to win the championships this year?
Well, we always have Gen 3 goals when we start the season, all right? Watch-on Conference Championship, County Tournament Championship, and the State Championship. We look to take them one at a time. So far, we're doing very well. Obviously, in our conference, we don't have any losses. We won our first game in the county tournament, and we were the #1 seeded team. So, we're very optimistic, and I think we have a real good chance. But you need to stay healthy and hopefully get a little bit of luck along the way. But, I like our chances. We've been doing very well, and the team seems to have a good chemistry, and hopefully things will continue.
Well, definitely with that. Good luck with that. This is Jenna Natal reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Jenna. The girls' soccer team is having a great season as well. Here's Matt Ryan with more. Matt?
Hi, this is Matt Ryan from 34 News, and this is Amanda and Jackie from the soccer team. So how's your season doing so far?
Right now we're good. We're 10-5 and hoping to do good continuing.
And who are the coaches and captains of the team?
Frank Butts and Kevin Ewing are the coaches. Jill Kozlecki, Kelly Forge, and myself are the 3 tri-captains.
And what are your goals for the season?
Well, right now we already won first-round counties, so we're hoping to move forward, hoping to win counties, do good in states, and get as far as we can.
And who are the key players of the team?
I think our whole team is equally distributed with talent. We have a few standouts, but I think as a team we just overall are key players.
All right, this is Matt Ryan from 34 News, and back to the studio.
Thanks, Matt. The girls' gymnastic team is off to a great start as well. They are led by sophomore Kyla Mendez and senior Megan Grable. Let's go on location with Angela Minio with more on this story. Angela?
This is Angela Minio reporting on location for Channel 34 News. I'm here with
Kyla Mendez,
Erica Bloom from the gymnastics team. When's your next meet?
on Thursday,
Who are you playing?
Union,
And what's your record?
5-0.
Who are the main competitors in gymnastics?
Well, the all-arounders are myself, Megan Grable, Taylor Montagna, and Jackie Dijon.
Well, good luck tomorrow. That wraps it up. Back to the studio.
The boys' cross-country team is having a great year with a 9-1 record. They're led by runners Bob Walden and Walter Miner and Zach McGuire. With runners like them, the counties are coming up. We're expecting to finish with a high successful season. Here's Kim Lorenzi with more.
Kim Lorenzini reporting for 34 News, and I'm here on location with Brian Kopnicki, a member of the boys' varsity cross-country team. So Brian, how's your season going so far?
We're doing pretty good. Our current record is 9-1.
And who are some of your strong runners?
There's Bob Walden, he's our #1 runner. Zach McGuire, Walter Bonner, Pete Bassman, and me.
And what's your outlook for the rest of the season?
We're looking to compete well in the state events. That we have conferences coming up on Thursday and counties next week, and then sectionals and states.
Okay, well, good luck for the rest of the season. This has been Kimberly Lorenzini reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
This year, the girls' cross-country team is off to a great start at 7-3. With top runners like our own Lindsay Curry and Joanna Chihan, our hopes to turn the record even higher is definitely going to be a winning season. Now let's go on location with Jill Prefrock to find out more.
Jill Prefak, and I'm here with 2 members of the girls' cross-country team, Colleen Coyle and Rachel Curter. So what's your record so far?
I think we're 2-5 right now.
Okay, what are your key runners?
Jill DeMare and Lindsay Curry.
Okay, and do you think you have a chance at winning states this year?
I think we might have a pretty good chance this year because we have a couple of really good runners on the team.
Okay, thanks. This has been Jill Prefak. Now back to the studio.
The girls' volleyball is having a good year after losing Erin Galuli to an injury. They now need other girls to step up and fill the spots. Senior Emily Rodino and sophomore Nina Baker need to step up as well and continue their winning ways. Here's Ned Kipping with more on the team. Ned?
Hi, this is Ned Kipping. I'm here on location with
Annie Weber,
and we're here to talk about volleyball. So, what's the team's record so far this year?
6-5.
That's great. Who are some of the key players this year?
Erin Galuli is out, but she was a very strong player. Emily Rodino is really good, and so is Carolyn Barnett, and sophomores Nina Baker and Laura Manzi.
All right, that's great. So, how do you guys think you'll do in the counties this year?
Hopefully we'll go really far. We've been working really hard, so hopefully we'll do really well.
All right, well, thank you very, very much. This is Ned Kipping. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Ned. To find out how this year's tennis team is doing, let's go to Ed Madden on location with the team.
This is Ed Madden reporting for 34 News. I'm here with 2 members of the tennis team, Danielle Fallon and Danny Finkel. So, guys, how's your season going so far?
Right, we have a pretty new team this year. A lot of freshmen came up. We have 3 new freshmen and a few sophomores, but despite the change in lineup, we're doing pretty well.
And who's your big stars this year?
We have Elizabeth Pilkington, who's a junior, and Kara Hurley is our second singles, and she's only a freshman, so that's really good to be starting as a freshman as singles. And then there's Caitlin Mahoney, who also plays singles.
How long have you guys been on the team?
I'm a senior. This is my 3rd year.
I'm a sophomore, and this is my 1st year.
All right. Best luck to you guys, and back to Dan.
Thanks, Ed. This month's male athlete is Kyle Adams. Kyle has a big reason why the varsity football team has been winning. Let's go on location with Tracy Fitzgerald, who's with more.
Hi, this is Tracy Fitzgerald reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with Kyle Adams, a member of the football team and the male athlete of the month. So, Kyle, how's the football team going this year?
Right now we're just 4-1. Have a big game coming up Friday night against Kearney, and hopefully we'll win that one.
And how are you personally doing? What are some of your achievements?
So far I have 11 touchdowns on the season. Hopefully get more, and most of it is because of my offensive line. So.
And do you have any goals set for yourself for the rest of the season?
Just hopefully win the state championship and get number 1 seed in our section. So that's most of our accomplishments right now and goals for the season.
Okay, and I know it's early, you're only a junior, but have you put any thought into college, if you're going to play football in college?
I'm not sure. Maybe, hopefully. So I'm not really sure about that.
Okay, well, thank you and good luck with the rest of the season. This has been Tracy Fitzgerald reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Tracy. Now let's go to Matt Canego to find out more about October's Female Athlete of the Month. Matt?
Smack Canego reporting on location. I'm here with the Female Athlete of the Month, Janet Ballestier. So what sport do you play?
Soccer.
And what's your guys' record this year?
10-5.
So how you been playing in the first round, you said?
Yeah, we won the first round in the counties against Roselle Catholic.
Okay. Well, keep up the good work, and it's been Matt Canego reporting on location.
That's it for sports. Now let's go back to the ladies, Joanna and Lindsay.
Thanks, Dan. This year's class officers and the Student Government Association spent most of their summer working hard to start up the activities of the school year. The opening day assembly was hosted by the Student Government Association, and a speech was given by Dr. Heisey to introduce the new theme of the school year, which is Dare to be Great.
Opening theme for the 2001-2002 school year. The SGA and class officers arrived at this theme through meetings during the summer months. We would like to carry this theme into the school year. Each of you has potential to be great. This greatness could manifest itself in a variety of ways. It could mean a student striving for academic greatness. Successful people work hard to reach their goals. It could be an academic club or organization striving for state or national recognition. It could be any athlete in any sport striving for excellence. It could mean making the best of what you have and striving for what you want. People are not born with greatness. They earn it through diligence. All of you can be great. You don't have to be famous or even well known. You simply have to be passionate about something and turn that passion into action. Our theme this year tells it all. Greater excellence, dare to be great.
That wraps it up for this edition of 34 News. I'm Joanna Chehan. And I'm Lindsay Curry. We'll see you next month.
ETV Studios. Here is Joanna Chehan and Lindsay Curry.
All right, Eddie. Well, good luck. And on
The construction continues in Scotch Plains High School as kids are still not allowed to use the crosswalk.
This weekend, about 70 students packed their bags and headed over to the village for SPF.
Ms. Karen Lucy for Arts and Entertainment to speak. The band got off to a great start during their
The boys varsity soccer team is off to get another great start with a 2-0 victory over Ridge.
This is 34 News Update with Amber Sizemore and Julie Hyman with the news. Karen Lucy with Arts and Entertainment. And Nick Bruno with Sports. And now, from Studio B in Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, Amber Sizemore and Julie Hyman.
Hi, and welcome to this week's special Halloween edition of 34 News Update. I'm Julie Hyman. And I'm Amber Sizemore.
DECA has adopted a new customer service system to improve cash collection. They've consolidated money collection to one area, and Mr. Margolis, the club advisor, has already noticed at least a 15 to 20% increase in DECA's profits. This policy went into effect on October 22nd and will most likely be permanent. Mr. Margolis said, "I'm particularly pleased with the increase in revenue because the money goes to our holiday parties for underprivileged children."
For all chemistry students at the high school, October 23rd is a very important day. This is the day they commemorate the mole. A mole is a unit of measure frequently used in chemistry. The unit of measure is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd and is celebrated on October 23rd because of the last number in the formula. On Mole Day, chemistry students wore their Mole Day t-shirts and carried bottles of water around asking 3 non-chemistry students and 3 teachers to guess about how many moles were in each bottle. This year's theme was Rock and Mole and sure was a rockin' time for everyone. Now let's go to Nicole D'Annunzio with a little bit more on this story.
Hi, this is Nicole D'Annunzio reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with chemistry teacher Mr. Abadir. So, Mr. Abadir, what is today?
Well, Nicole, today's Mole Day.
Okay, what is Mole Day? What do people normally do?
Well, Mole Day is a day when chemistry students commemorate what a mole is. A mole is just a number, like a dozen is 12. A mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power. And so we celebrate it on October 23rd, 1023.
Okay, and what are you making your students do today as they walk around the school celebrating Mole Day?
Well, every student has already made a t-shirt, as you can see right here, similar to this one. And each student carries around a bottle with some water in it, and they have to get 3 non-chemistry students and 3 staff members to guess how many moles of water are in their bottle. And a mole of water is about 18 milliliters, which is 1 whiteout bottle of water.
Okay, and during your class periods today, are you doing anything out of the ordinary, or are you making your students work?
Well, today's a special day, so we're playing Mole Day Jeopardy today.
Okay, that sounds like fun. Thank you very much. This has been Nicole D'Annunzio, now back to the studio.
12 clubs in Scotch Plains-Salmon High School were eliminated last year due to district-wide budget cuts. Since then, 3 have been revived. The Gay Straight Alliance, or GSA, acquired money after other clubs no longer needed it. Students Concerned for the Needy, or SCN, is lucky to have Mr. Stevens as an advisor, as he has agreed to continue without being paid. And 3 parents have signed on to be advisors for the Student Movement Against Cancer, or SMAC. For more on this, let's go to Nicole D'Annunzio, who caught up with SMAC President Josh Liss.
Hi, this is Nicole D'Annunzio reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with Senior Josh Liss. So, Josh, I hear you're a president of a club. What club would that be?
Yeah, I'm the president of SMAC, the Student Movement Against Cancer.
Okay, since SMAC was cut last year from the budget for this year, how are you guys raising money this year? What kind of events are going to be held?
Well, we knew we were going to keep it going because it's a corporation, and no matter what, me, Tracy, and Bauer are going to keep it going. We have 3 volunteer advisors this year, Mrs. Salmon, Mrs. Matar, and Miss Jost, and they're all doing it for no money because they're not allowed down to the budget.
Okay, who else are the advisors with you this year that are making SMAC a important club here?
Well, it's me, Tracy, and Barry are the presidents, and we have 3 vice presidents that are juniors, Mike Bomo and Brooke Price. No, it's 2 vice presidents that are juniors, and we have 1 sophomore.
Okay, is the cut really hurting you guys, or is everything going to be okay?
No, pretty much SMAC is going fine right now. We have 2 big events this year. We have TV night. We're playing reruns of SMAC, Friends, and The Simpsons, and then we have the Relay for Life as well.
Okay, well, thank you again for talking to us. This has been Nicole D'Annunzio, now back to the studio.
On Friday, SGA held its first annual Halloween costume contest. Each lunch period voted on the 3 best costumes, and those selected journeyed to the next round, the finals. The finals were held after school in the cafeteria. The 9 costumes were judged in 3 categories: funniest, scariest, and most original. The winner of each category received a trip for 2 to Lowe's Theaters. Congratulations to the winners. That's it for our news. Now let's go to our senior sensation, Ann Weber, filling in for Karen and Lucy for arts and entertainment.
Thanks, Amber. On Tuesday, October 21st, the second book beat of the year was held. During all 3 lunch periods and after school, students could discuss The Secret Life of Bees, written by Sue Monk Kidd. Now let's see some footage from this book beat.
Forced from the family, sort of pushing the family around, and then because she was sort of picky, in her family, she left. And
in honor of Halloween, Eric Barnett will be reviewing Freddy vs. Jason. Let's see what he had to say about this slasher film.
Hi, this is Eric Barnett, and this is this week's Critters Corner. This week I reviewed Freddy vs. Jason, which was a great addition to both Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street sagas, which are great classic horror movies. I thought it was well acted, good storyline, great kill scenes. Overall, thumbs up. This week I have a guest commentary from Craig Fishbein. So Craig, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was a good movie, definitely a great matchup, but I would have liked to see Mike Myers in that.
If you could see this movie again, would you?
Not the full $8 in a theater, but most likely rent it.
Do you think this was a good end to both series, or would you like to see another one?
No, I thought that it was a good ending because there's just too many of the movies.
Yeah, agreed. Well, this has been Eric Barnett, and I'll see you at the movies.
Let's see what's up for this spooky weekend with Nicole D'Annunzio and Dan Birnbaum.
Hi, and welcome to this Halloween edition of Weekend Preview. I'm Nicole D'Annunzio.
And I'm Dan Birnbaum. This weekend in sports, if you're not trick-or-treating, on Friday the boys play St. Peter's up at the high school. On Sunday, they also have a Union County tournament game at Elizabeth against Governor Livingston. The football team has a bye, so there's not much going on in sports, but have a happy Halloween.
If you want to go out and check a movie this weekend, you could see Kill Bill, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scary Movie 3, School of Rock, and Lost in Translation. Or if you just want to sit home and rent a classic thriller movie, you can rent A Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, The Exorcist, Urban Legends, or Carrie. This has been Nicole D'Annunzio.
And Dan Birnbaum.
Now back to the studio.
Now let's go to sports superstar Eddie Zazali, who's filling in for Nick Bruno this week.
Thanks, Julie. As the season is coming to an end, our varsity volleyball team has extended their season by qualifying for the state tournament. This is the first time the girls have made states in the last 10 years. Congratulations, girls, and now let's check out our On Location.
Hi, this is Julie Sams, reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with a member of the girls volleyball team, Annie Weber. So Annie, how's your season going?
It's going well. It's probably one of the best seasons that we've had in a while.
And who are some of your key players?
Some of our key players are Jocelyn Chang, who's a middle hitter, Erin Gallagher, Kelly Caskew, sophomore, she's doing really well, Nina Baker, she's our setter and captain, and I guess the whole team's doing really well.
And what were some of your big games this year?
We had big games against Westfield, which we performed pretty well at. We had a big defeat over Vernon, which is also a strong team. And for the first time since I've been playing in the high school, we took Cranford to 5 games, losing in the 5th. But it was a really close match, and they're one of the best teams in the state.
Well, congratulations on your successful season. This has been Julie Sams reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
Congratulations to the girls gymnastics team for winning the Union County tournament for the first time in the last 10 years. The Raiders were led by captains Kyla Mendez and Jackie Tumalo. Congratulations, girls. Spiffy High's boys soccer team has continued into the month of October with an undefeated record of 16-0-1. Led by senior captains Ryan Bresnitsky and Michael Hessimer, the boys have high expectations for the state tournament. We've met up with a mysterious male soccer player for our On Location.
Hi, it's Dan Moran reporting for Channel 34 News, and I'm here with number 3 for the boys soccer team, Edward Zazali, the man who does the flip throw. So Eddie, how's the season going so far this year?
So far the season's going great. We're still undefeated with a record of 12-0-1 with big victories over Westfield earlier in the season, Kearney, we beat Cranford twice, and we're on a roll. Bridgewater also we beat.
What are your rankings and what are your outlooks for this year?
Currently we're number 5 in the state. Always an outlook is a triple crown for us. Watch on conference championship, Union County championship, and a state championship.
All right, Eddie, well, good luck. And I'm Dan Brown reporting for Channel 34 News. Now back to the studio.
Wow, he's so mysterious.
Now let's go to Dom's first construction update.
I'm here with Athletic Director, Mr. Harmer. Mr. Harmer, what happened to the bleachers in the gym?
The old gymnasium bleachers, we were having some problems with them, so what we did was we removed them from the old gym, and we're going to be getting portable bleachers to go in there. The new gymnasium, those bleachers are going to be fixed for the up-and-coming basketball season.
Oh, that's great. Any other renovations in the athletic department?
Yeah, we're renovating our weight room right now. We're using the weight room as both an aerobic super circuit facility and an advanced weight training. What we're going to do is we're going to split it up, put our aerobic super circuit gymnasium in the girls' adaptive gym. So basically it's going to give us more room for all of our teams.
Great. Well, we're all looking forward to that. Thank you, Mr. Harmer. Now back to the studio.
Now let's go to Ian Sky Ilyachber for your weekend weather.
Edition weekend weather. On Friday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 62 and a low of 52. On Saturday, it's going to be partly cloudy again with a high of 72 and a low of 58. And on Sunday, it's going to be a little bit colder, cloudy with a high of 63 and a low of 48. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Now back to the studio.
Thanks for watching this edition.
Have a safe and happy Halloween.
We'll see you next week.
Right over here. Iggy, go get started.
Funniest costume. Funniest costume, everybody. Bravo, kid, the 3 categories are funniest costume, scariest costume, and most creative costume. Okay, if we can have the scariest, funniest costumes, please line up in the front of the cafeteria.
Jen Zimmerman.
And she is dressed as a?
Deviled egg.
Next up is Kyle Baker, and he is dressed up as a cowboy. Very nice. And